I've got going on today is making a handle for this. So what this is an old reproduction of a U.S. Army cavalry sword. So it's all out of plumb at this moment. So the hand guard and the handle guard, basically, I'll have to bend these all back into shape. I'm going to take this SureTouch, this is the rubber and G10 composite, mill out this area for the tang on a little bit on both sides, glue it together, and then I'll shape it to this, and as that's curing, I'll very gently bang this back together, more than likely using the torch and being as gentle as possible, because this thing is at least 50 years old. Again, it's a reproduction, so it wasn't one that, well, it may have seen service. I don't know. It could have been in World War II fairly easily. So but it is a reproduction. We kind of limited it down to who made it, where it was made, and I'll ask Daniel for all of those details. I can't remember. But you can see some really old inscriptions in it. Well, I can see. Maybe you can't see it on the camera, but it's a really cool, really old piece. So we're not doing any blade work except we're sharpening like the last 12 or 14 inches of it, because according to the customer, that's how these were sharpened, and I can kind of see the evidence of it on the edge. So I will be spending the bulk of the day getting this as close to finished as possible. This stuff, so you'll see me, I'm gonna film most of this and just speed it up for a cool little in progress video. So I'm gonna cut this up, mill it down. I also have to mill the space for this to go in the top of the handle, and you'll see it as I'm doing it, and then the finished product hopefully later today, but tomorrow, Wednesday at the absolute latest, depending on how today and tomorrow goes. So that's my day. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I've measured this length, boom, right, just under 5 inches, 4 3/4. Measured the width of the handle I'm going to make, and now I'm going to mark out where I need to cut out this bit for the tang. So I'm going to do it a little bit on both sides, so it will sit, the tang will sit in the middle of these two. And so it's just over a ½ inch in the middle of this just over inch piece here. So I'm going to mark that out now and get going. Okay, so I've got the right size router bit in there now. That's a 1/4 inch, which is my finishing dimension. So now I need to reset that depth. We use a cool Makita one. Makita! And it's got these cool depth settings pre-programmed that are also adjustable. Not bad. Back it out a little bit. Little Okay, so what happened here was that I had my depth setting somehow completely wrong. I don't know how, because I guess it just wasn't pushing all the way down on the springs, because this one's like a spring-loaded pop-up. So you see how this one's all the way down, and that's full thickness depth. That's not what I was going for. So as opposed to changing my plan and doing something completely different, I decided to start again. So this will now be scrap. Hate to do that, but it happens. And so now we have this one that's taken up about half. So we'll double check this measurement here. Boom, 1.09, and and 1.09. Okay, so that should make up 216.